So just taking our time, just finding our comfortable lying down position. Just having the chin tucked in, just so the back of the neck is long. And just settling here. It's beginning to tune into our breaths. Just connecting to the mat. Just observing where the body is being supported by the mat. And focusing on the breath. Just allowing it, without any force, just to lengthen. Just letting everything just slow and still. Just hearing the sounds that each breath makes. And those subtle movements of the chest and tummy. And just how this rhythm repeats. Breath by breath. And just letting go. Just allowing the mind to clear. And settling into this moment. Just relaxing. Breath by breath. Just observing with time how that breath settles and lengthens. And then we'll combine breath with movement. Just bring the palms face down by our sides if they're not already. Into your inhale, reaching these arms up and over. Nice big breath. Now on the exhale, sigh that breath away as we lower the palms down. Twice more. Let's inhale over and reach. Exhale and sigh. When you've had those three, just leaving these palms back down by the sides, observing any difference. Just letting that breath settle again. And then let's move it into the neck. Just rolling the head side to side. Whether it's small or wide is up to you. Just awakening these neck muscles. And then we bring this head back to center and stillness. Let's give these wrists a rotate as well. Fast or slow, it's up to you. And if you want, as you move the wrist, you can bring it into the ankles too. Nice loose movements. And then, as we slow this down, And inhale, just hugging these knees into the chest. Just for that squeeze in. You can rock these knees if you wish, side to side. As the knees go one way, maybe the head the other. It's massaging around this lower back. And then slowing this down. These knees back to center for a twist. So inhaling the arms out to the sides, palms facing up. You can set the soles of the feet on the floor. And just exhale, letting these knees fall to any side. Perhaps looking over the opposite shoulder. And just settling here. Observing the breath in this side of the chest. And the exhale, just easing into the twist. And deepening a little with each exhale. And then let's work to the other side. Inhaling to center. Exhaling across to the second side. Perhaps looking over this opposite shoulder. As we settle in on this side. Perhaps observing some difference. And just releasing bits by bits with each exhale. And let's inhale again, back to center. Getting ready for pelvic tilting and then bridge. So you can bring the soles of the feet close into the hips. Palms facing down, and that chin tucked. So pelvic tilting to begin. So in the inhale, it's that gentle, subtle peel off the mat with the hips. As we exhale them back down. Repeating breath by breath. So as we inhale up, that small curve of the lower spine flattens in the mat. As we exhale down, that natural curve in the spine returns. A subtle movement. Now, if you want to extend, we can. Perhaps on the next inhale, lifting these hips up to the sky in full bridge. Not holding, just exhale. Peeling the spine back down vertebrae by vertebrae. Twice more. Inhale and lift. Now exhale, peeling down. Now, when you've had those three, we're going to lift up again and hold. But just checking, are these feet still nice and tucked in? Palms planted by the side and the neck as well. And if you're ready, inhale up and lift. Holding. So in the exhale, just have a gentle press through the palms. Perhaps a little more lift on the inhale through the legs. And when you've had your 3, just exhale, just peeling back down. Nice and slow. And as we counter stretch, inhale, taking a hold of each knee individually, drawing them out and up. Whether it's in stillness or rocking is up to you. That lower back pressing on the mat, observing the stretch as we open the hips. And then just take a hug around the thighs, ready to rock ourselves up to sit or coming any other way. If you're rocking up, taking your time, massaging up. Just finding a comfortable seated position. This spine long and light. As we exhale by rooting down through the sit bones, just letting the shoulders drop. Observing as that chin still tucked in. Tuning in to your breath. And when you're ready, the inhale, reaching the arms up, palms together. Exhaling everything back, heart center. Same again. Inhale up and reach, but this time side stretch. So exhale, one palm lowering wherever it lands. This reaching of the top arm. Observing the stretch in the side. Let's work to the other side. So inhaling up as we lift with the core. Exhale over. The top arm reaches on this side. And again. Whoa. Inhale back up. And down. Heart center again. Bringing the palms in close to the hips, whether the thumbs wrap around or they're tucked in. Ready to roll these shoulders. So finding the spine long. Inhale, circling forward and up. Exhale, squeezing back and down. Twice more this way. And when you've had these 3, it's going the other way. Squeezing back and up in the inhale. Exhale, releasing forward and down. And with those 3 done, it's releasing the palms, shaking them off if you want. Settling the shoulders again. And just roll the neck around. Whatever the breath, as we go across to one side. And then back to where we started. Twice in each direction. It's feeling all the way around the neck muscles. When we've worked evenly, and that length again. Just have a nice loose shrug, shake off, just whatever feels right for you. And then let's roll our way through to all fours. So whether you're rolling over the knees or any other way, it's finding our all four positions, whether it's on palm or fists. And that subtle lift in the chest, ready to move in our cat. That inhale as we curl from the base, looking up. And the exhale, curling from the base again, looking down or through the legs. Breath by breath. Just feeling through each of the vertebrae as we move. Compressing the discs and making space. And as you move, bend the elbows as much or as little as you like. It's feeling in and around this spine. And just doing one or two more. When you next exhale, scooping down, just sinking these hips back towards the heels, finding our child position, adjusting so it's comfortable for you, just letting the chest and head just sink down towards the mat. Releasing, relaxing here. Observing where we've worked. With each inhale, as if we're breathing a little more length in the spine. And just that release on the exhale. And then your time. Let's just slowly inhale back through to our all fours to get ready for dog and then for a lunge. So if you're ready, tucking these toes under. That inhale, lifting these hips up to the sky. Sinking the chest and head through on the exhale. Maybe you hold in stillness, or just take a gentle walk from foot to foot as you stretch the back of the legs. Now, we're going to come into a lunge, either three-legged dog or come down to all fours first if you prefer. If you're coming into three-legged dog, inhale, lifting one leg up to the sky. And the exhale, bend that knee, slowly sinking it through into our lunge. Now, whether you drop that back knee or not is totally up to you. Observing your position, we got a nice straight line between this ankle and knee. And just holding here. It's feeling the release into the hips and this back thigh. let's make it a twist. Planting the opposite palm of the front foot. We inhale, reaching up over this front leg. Looking up if you're balanced. As if these arms are becoming longer. And on our next exhale, let's just slowly sink it back down. Palms planted, either all fours for the next side or three-legged dog again. So whatever option, inhaling that leg back up in our three-legged dog. Exhale, planting that foot. Other side. Inhaling the other leg up into the sky. As we exhale, slowly sinking this through. Remembering, drop the back knee if you want. This side is maybe different from the other. And as we hold in stillness, and just observing what's happening on this side. Just letting time and gravity just do its work. As we get ready for a twist, planting the opposite palm, inhaling up over this leg, maybe looking up. As we exhale, down again. Either three-legged dog, or come to all fours and then join us in dog. So whatever, inhale, leg up into the air if you want. Exhaling that back down into our dog. It's holding for a moment or two. That chest and head sinking through. And then forward fold. Inhaling the feet, maybe to the hands to the feet. Just let everything hang. That head nice and loose. With a subtle bend in the legs. Just feeling the release in the lower back. And in your time, let's slowly inhale, coming up to our stand. Those feet nice and planted, and that chin tucked in. There we go. That's not quite right. That'll do. And just settling down. So we're just making the roots through the feet. Finding this length. And just settling here. That slow inhale, just reaching, stretching up. Exhaling it all back, heart center. Twice more. As you lift the hands up, maybe you look up, observing that gentle back bend. And the third one, if you like, with a bigger back bend. That inhale up, sigh the breath away. As we inhale back. And down. Lovely. It's bringing these palms palms to the side. And let's just widen the legs. So we're not going that wide. Just a little beyond the hips, maybe a half leg distance apart. Toes maybe slightly out or forward. Finding this length again and a side stretch. So inhale, one arm reaching up. That stretches up. And exhale. Bottom hand maybe holds the leg or just hangs. Reaching this top arm. Now if you want to challenge the core, you can inhale as we lift both arms up. Nice and tall again. And exhale. Second side. To wherever we go. And inhale again. Palms together. And down. Heart center. Now we can drop these palms. Now if you've got the space where you are, can we widen these legs further? Roughly a leg distance apart. If you need to readjust, then do that. Those toes may be out or forward. Inhaling tall with the hands on the hips. Let's just exhale, tipping forward to our halfway point. Now at your halfway, it's finding more length in the spine on the inhale. And exhale, release. Let the palms land on the floor. Doesn't matter where. Have a bend in the knees if you like. It's a wide leg forward fold. Now, let's get ready to move, working with the breath. So bringing the palms somewhere on the floor in front. Now as we exhale, we're just going to walk over to any leg. Now the knee will probably bend and that's absolutely fine. We're not staying here though. Just inhale back to center. Exhaling over, second side. Now if you feel the feet need to widen or come in closer, do that. Inhale again, center. Once more to each side. Stretching into these thighs and hips. Working with the breath. Now, when you've worked twice on both sides, come back to center. We're just going back across to the first side, but we're going to hold. So exhale, walking yourself over, letting the knee bend as it needs. Now you might have two palms on the inside of the foot. They can stay here, or maybe one palm goes on the other side of the foot. If it does, the shoulder might go under the knees, but don't force this. Probably getting quite a stretch in this thigh. Just feeling the release with each exhale. And in time, inhaling ourselves back to center for the second side. Exhale over. Maybe that palm goes to the other side of the foot. Maybe the shoulder tucks under. Don't force this though. Just feeling the change going on in the body as we hold. And on that inhale, back to center. And we're going to make this a dog-like movement. So keeping these hips roughly in line with the ankles. Just exhale, just as if you're walking the palms forward a little. And chest and head just sinking down. And this should be quite a nice position. If you feel you need to adjust, please do. When you're ready, can we just inhale ourselves back? Just ready to slowly uncurl. Back up to our stand. And you can zigzag the feet in or take a big step. And just give the ankles a shake off, just working into the hips, the wrist as well. Lovely. And coming back. How are we feeling? We've done a lot of thigh work. Do we want a warrior? We can have a thumbs up or down. Some folk have given a thumbs up, so we're going for it. Right. Usually that nice lengthened position. Just chin tucked, shoulders dropping. Let's take a big step forward. So warrior two, hips either to the side or just slightly off. Back toes tucked in, front ones forward. The hands on the hips. Breathing this length up the spine. And exhale. Bending this front leg. Checking that alignment between the knee and ankle. Just lifting the chest. And if you want, inhale as we reach the arms out. Perhaps looking over the front fingers. But let's just let these shoulders drop. It's being guided by your breath. The inhales that lifts the spine. And the exhale, maybe that release, lowering a little more in the hips. And seeing what goes on as we hold it with time. But let's make it a twist. So you can either exhale the elbow onto the thigh, or maybe that arm reaches down. That top one reaches up. Looking up only if you're balanced. And then a big inhale. Swing everything up, leg lengthening. And sigh the arms away. Lovely. Now it's up to you. You can switch a rooney for the second side, or you can reset if you want. Just the hands on the hips to keep them even. Inhale and lift. And exhale. bend of the front knee, that peak so that knee and ankle are in alignment. Inhaling those arms up if you're ready, letting the shoulders drop. As we look over these front fingers, just settling in here. We held it for a while last time. With each inhale giving us a little lift. And each exhale releasing down in these hips. It's being guided by your breath. And then making it twist. So either exhaling, that elbow on thigh, or that arm reaching down. That top arm reaching up, maybe looking at it. And that big inhale, scooping up. Sighing away. Big step or zigzag. Back in. Just doing what we need. Shake, wiggle. Just easing it off. And then settling down again. Just finding our length. Ready for our balance. So planting the feet, having a wall set up if you want to use it. And just finding this lift. As we inhale, lifting one heel up. Perhaps it comes up higher, that knee in line with the hips. Let's give that ankle a rotate off. And if we're balanced, exhaling this knee out to the side. Have the other arm to balance us or the wall. And if we're ready, tucking the heel in, whether it's high or low. Finding your stillness. Once you have that inhale, reaching up, palms together. Exhaling all back to heart center. The shoulders dropping. Just rooting down through this standing foot. And just calming, stilling. All the while as if we're finding a little more length. When you're ready, just gently exhale. Planting ourselves down again. That subtle walk, shake off as we get ready for the other side. Planting that foot, just lifting the chest. As we inhale the opposite heel up. Perhaps bringing it up in line with the hips. Rotating the ankle around if you did it on the other side. As we exhale out to the side. And if you're still, tucking that heel in, high or low. finding your stillness here. Once you have, inhale that reach, lift up. And we exhale, all back. Rooting down through this standing foot. Probably observing some difference, which is perfectly normal. We're just settling, relaxing. And in your time, gently planting back down. Back to our stand. As we get ready to come to the mat. So coming into child's via dog, all fours, and then our child. Just inhale and lift. As we exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the shoulders, subtle bend in the knees. Letting gravity just draw us down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Hanging in your folds for a breath or two. Observing that release and ease of the lower back. When you're ready, let's walk it into dog. So we plant the palms, step the feet back. Sending the hips up to the sky. Now maybe you're holding for a few breaths, or at any point just lower down to all fours and then your child. But if you're holding, maybe you're still, maybe you're walking foot to foot. But if we're still up, just think about coming down in the next breath or two. The all fours, untucking the toes, sinking the hips back to your comfortable child position. Head and chest just melting to the mat. Tuning into your body, observing the breath, where you've worked. And just easing off. Just calming and stilling. When you're ready, that inhales back through to our all fours. You're ready to come and lie down. So whether it's crossing the ankles, we roll through to our sit. Scooting to the front of the mat. A nice loose bend in these knees. Finding this chest lifted. As we inhale the arms up. And exhale. Peeling ourselves back. So the last thing that's down is the head. Once you're down, just have the knees bent. So having the soles of the feet, they can be nice and loose and wide. Settling down here. And let's inhale, sending the elbows out to shoulder height. and the palms facing up. And then with his knees, we're just going to rock them gently side to side. So we can exhale over to one side. Now on the inhale, the top knee is lifting up, and eventually the bottom knee will follow as we go across to the other side. It's breath by breath. It's a nice loose movement. It's working around these hips and thighs. Just the knees move. Maybe the head looks on the opposite shoulder. Now, when you've worked both sides evenly, just bring these knees back to center. Now, without hugging the knees, can we just bring the knees into the chest, just leaving the hands where they are? It's going to twist again. As we exhale, the knees going over to any side, but this time holding with the knees higher up. It's not quite as loose as it was before. Perhaps looking over the opposite shoulder. And just feeling the spine just ease around. We find length through it on the inhale. And second side. We inhale these knees back to center. Exhaling over. Now the second side. Maybe looking over this shoulder. Just easing around. Maybe observing some difference on this side. As we inhale, center again. Just to lift these legs up into the air. As much a bend in those knees as you need. So they can just kind of stay there themselves. To observe the lower back, just pressing onto the mat. Next inhale. Just bring the arms up to join them. That presses the shoulder blades on the mat. And then we can have a rotate, shake off if we like. These wrists and ankles. Whatever just feels right to you. And then inhaling the arms through the legs, taking a hold of the outer edges of the feet, knees draw to the sides. Maybe still, perhaps rocking. And then from here, let's come down as you find your comfortable relaxation position. Whether it's with the knees bent or the legs straight. The arms either by the side. or just resting on the body. Just settling down, supported by the mat. To tune into that breath, and subtle sounds and movements that each inhale and exhale makes. And as we lay here, just visualizing a ball of brilliant white light is gently hovering above us. Feeling the warmth of this ball radiating across the front of the body, warming and calming. Now, with each inhale, just observing the light and energy from this ball above us as it flows into us. This light filling heart center, breath by breath. This light and energy grows and expands within us as it fills heart center. As it moves up to the shoulders, neck, and the head. As it fills the head, breath by breath, beaming with warmth and energy. This light growing from the head down through the arms, both of the arms filled with light, warmth and energy. Light continuing to grow from heart center to the chest, tummy, hips, the whole of the torso. Breath by breath, as this light grows, as it fills the legs, creeping down the thighs, calves and shins, ankle and heels, toes, the whole body filled with this light and energy. Brimming within us. Now observing with each exhale, this light contracts as it diminishes, carrying away any tension and stress, leaving the warmth and energy that it created. This light leaves the head by bit. And then the arms, breath by breath. And the tips of the feet, this light contracts, diminishing breath by breath. Until eventually the only light left is at heart center. And you let the last of the light drift away. The whole body calm, relaxed, energized, and warm. You draw your attention gently back to this moment, just hearing the sounds and feeling the mats beneath you. You can begin to wiggle the toes and fingers. You make small movements. If you want, inhale, maybe reaching the arms overhead for a brief stretch out. In time, exhaling the arms back down. Maybe hugging these knees in towards the chest. Rocking or still. And then rolling over to any side for a brief moment of pause. And then gently inhale, lifting ourselves up as we find our comfortable seated position. Our spine long and light. There are a few last conscious breaths. Your next inhale, lifting these palms up, they come together. Exhaling it all back, heart center. We bow our heads. Namaste.